I want to welcome you to Blind Squirrel Motorsports, where the current project is a 36 International. Follow along and have fun.
Alright guys, so we've done some prep work here. We've got the springs in place, the valves are taped in the up position or the down position, whichever way you're looking at the world. We've lubricated all of our pieces with our lubriplate, our valve keepers, and our retainers. We've cleaned our equipment so that we don't introduce anything dirty inside. Shouldn't take much in the way of tools. I do have what I call it's a dental pick that I can use to just move a keeper around to the other side if it likes to hang up. Let's go ahead and get one of these in. So we'll go ahead and put in our retainer, and then we'll insert piece. And I'm sorry if you guys can't see this real clear. All I'm doing is taking the spring down far enough to get so that the keepers will go in place. One of the good ways to do this also is to have magnetic pieces. A little bit more, looks like. There's the first one. We'll walk it around to the back side. Drop our front one in. Not easy to see everything that you're doing. And then we'll release. Oh, it didn't catch. That's why. That one did. Oh, I'll walk the other one out. There it is. And we'll just walk that back out. Relieve the tension off of it. Look to make sure the keeper's in the right place. Yes, they are fully seated at the bottom. And it's that simple. You just got to be patient. Don't try to put the keepers in upside down. Get yourself as much working space as possible. I can take these out if I have to. I didn't think it was going to be necessary, and so far it's not. Just continue working all the way down and get all of them in. And once that's done, we'll start putting in our tappets and our camshaft. We'll go from there. I'm not going to make you watch all of them being done. It really is pretty simple if you just go patiently and get it done right. Okay, so here they are all installed. Set for the tappets to go in place. And I got to tell you, it's so much easier when you're doing it upside down like this, because the keepers just go right in place. The spring tension comes off the compressor, and you can guide anything that needs to move to the point so that it seats. Okay, we have created ourselves just a little bit of a conundrum here. By putting all the springs in and having them all installed, our tappets, even though they're adjusted all the way down, ride too high for the camshaft to be installed. So what we're going to do is we're going to make ourselves a spacer instead of taking this all apart, so that the valve can be rested open, the tappet pushed down, the camshaft installed, and then the spacer removed. So let's step over to the workbench and I'll show you what we did. Alright, so we took a piece of flat stock aluminum like this that we had in the scrap bin, and we cut it into sections, and we bored a 3/4 inch hole in it, and then a little over 400 thousandths track in it so that the valve stem could guide through and then rest on it. And this is what it looked like. We made 8 of these so that they can go under each valve and rest it in the open position so that the camshaft journals can bypass the tappets, and then once that happens we can adjust the tappets out, rotate the camshaft, do whatever we need to do so that we can slide these back out. I know this is a little bit more of a second step, but I gotta tell you, it's so much easier to put the springs together at full height. The tappets aren't in the way. It's upside down. The keepers, they go into place so easily. Everything is just so much simpler. It's just that when you get to try to install the camshaft, it won't clear. There's just no way to do it. So you've got to find a way to hold open the valve springs, pull the valve out, push the tappet down, get the camshaft in place, and then go ahead and do that. So we'll break for just a second. I'll move back over to the block. I'll show you how we're going to put these in place and see what happens. Okay, we've moved back over the block. All we're going to do is move a little bit of our tape. Let's pull the valve down to open position, making sure that it comes so we don't lose our keepers. Alright, and we'll take one of our spacers, put it in place so that it rides on the entire valve and on the block itself. Alright, so that, and oops, let's see if we can move around here a little bit. So that'll hold the valve open, and then we can go in here. Well, hopefully we can see what we're doing here. Let's see. There's the tappet, and we can ride the tappet down so that it's below the edge, and we're good to go. Install 8 more of those and we'll be able to get the camshaft in there. We'll be right back. Okay, so we got those all installed, and now we have sufficient gap between our tappets to go in here and bring them down into place. And that should provide us more than enough room. You can see there's still a gap between the valves and the tappets. Oops, forgot one. So that should be more than enough room. And we'll get the camshaft out, get it lubed up, see if we can get it installed. Okay, so having all the spacers in place, you only need 9 of them. You don't have to do the last. Well, the very last one you have to do But the 3 in between that, you do not have to do. The journal will clear it, and the lobes can be rotated so that they do not touch any of the tappet as they go in. Here's inside. We have it set up. I don't know how well you can see that. Let's see. But there it is, ready to go in, all lubed up, ready to slide home that last little bit, resting right at the journal, and then the front ready to engage with the bearing. We'll get that done, and then we'll pull our spacers. Now, I suppose the guy could use some other material. I wanted to support the valve. I really highly doubt you could bend a valve stem by holding it open with, well, I don't know, something else. But I had the material, I had the time. It was easy for me to just throw it in the mill and make a proper tool. Of course, my luck, I'll put them away somewhere, and it'll be another 10 years or so before I need them again, and I won't find them or remember how I did it. But that's okay. It's all on video, right? There, see, I'll just have to refer to the video. Maybe I should put it on video where I put them. What toolbox? What shelf? You can see how quick and easy that all was, instead of trying to work the spring in and work the keepers in around the tappets and everything else. And that's the last of them. That quick. I hope that helps somebody. I could give you some dimensions on this. Basically, I think I might have said it in the beginning, but it's only just an inch wide, maybe what, less than 1/4 of an inch thick. It's got a 3/4 inch hole in it, and then a space for the valve stem to come through. And then I just, see if I can get that in here. And then I just chamfered the edges so that it wouldn't support the valve on just a ridge or just an edge. I really don't think it was necessary, but sometimes I go overboard. Anyway, pretty simple, and it made life a whole lot easier. Hope it helps. Thanks for watching.